Welcome, everybody, to Giant TV. This is Paul Hitchcock, and the founder and president of Giant Jackson Media. We help others to grow and nurture their businesses. And this is my channel where I get to interact with incredible people. And certainly, this is one of those persons, Shannon. Shannon, welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you for
Uh,
having me, Paul.
yeah, totally. And so I love uh, getting, getting people like you out there so others can learn from you. And I want to jump into this. You and I were talking offline, and you are a mindset and wellness coach. And I know that doesn't describe exactly what you do, and those are sort of, terms people hear. But what exactly are you focused on?
So I am focused on the whole human. So I work with women, typically in their 40s and above, who are kind of in the second part of their life, maybe have already done what they thought they were supposed to do, maybe what mom and dad wanted them to do,
Yep.
and they're successful and they're not happy, they're not fulfilled, and they're ready to figure out what's going on. So what I do is I work on the whole mind, body, and spirit. I believe everything is intertwined, and you can't have one without the other. So
No.
the term mindset, I believe, has gotten very watered down. But everything boils down to our core values and our limiting beliefs and what we think about ourselves. So basically, what I do is take the whole human being and I help them with their body, mind, and spirit.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting. And as you were talking there, I was educated by the Jesuits, and their philosophy is sound mind, sound body, you know,
Yes.
and obviously the spiritual side of it. But so when you're working with individuals, it is all walks of life. Just is there any particular area that you're focused on, or is it really anybody that's going through something that they need help with,
Right.
a resource?
So I typically work with women in their
Yeah,
40s,
yeah.
professionals,
Professionals.
basically,
Okay.
like I said, have gotten a lot of success under their belt. So they should be happy. They
Like
could be,
career success you're talking about?
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
career
yeah,
success, and they're like, I've done all the things. I'm successful, I'm educated, I'm this, that, and the other, but I am empty on the inside. And they get to a certain point and maybe they don't like what they're doing for work, or maybe they don't like their bodies anymore. They just don't know who they are anymore. So we get in there with NLP and just the whole transformation process. But like you said, you really can't do the body or you have to do the body with the mind with the body. It's all intertwined.
yeah. So how do you, I imagine that people have to be vulnerable with you when you're
Yes.
working with them. And how do you get, make it a place where they can be vulnerable with you? Is there, you have to build rapport initially, or how does the
Oh, yes,
process work? Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And I'm very transparent about my story. So my background is in nursing, but I'm in recovery.
Yeah.
So I went through my own transformational process of first getting sober and then realizing that the same thinking that caused my behavior causes is the same thinking is in a lot of other women, especially as
Yep.
well.
Yep.
And it takes away from our lives. We're half of what we could potentially be because of
Yeah.
the things going on, and I call it the monkey chatter in our heads.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you start working on that? Is it a change of the mindset? Is it a change of the way someone's living their life, their daily activities, all of it?
Yeah, so I have a sixth step
Yeah.
transformational process, a framework, if you will, and we start with core values. And a lot of times, if we think we're living by our values, but we're living off of what we have absorbed from, say, upbringing or society or whatever.
Ah,
And as long as we are not living according to our core values, everything is trying to tell us, our mind, even our bodies are trying to
yep.
tell us, you're not on the right track. You need to be doing something different. And that's where the emptiness comes from, the soul emptiness, if you will.
And so when you say core values, Shannon, you're talking like, is that a discussion about getting the person to articulate what their core values are? And are these
Yeah.
values about like life, sex, drugs? I mean, religion? I
Well,
mean,
it's everybody has something that they do every day, whether they realize it or not, that they are amazing at. For me, it's motivation and inspiration, if you will.
yeah, yeah,
But I do that without thinking, and if we get down to that and build on that, then the peace comes, even relationships, peace, relationships, even up to finances. I mean, if
yeah.
we can align all those things, then it's a whole new person. It's a whole new vitality from the inside, a spiritual vitality, if you will.
How is your long does your engagement last? And are you doing Zooms? Are you in person? What does that look like over time?
I have been doing Zoom so far,
Yeah.
and my core program is a 6 month program, and we meet once a week.
Okay.
And like you said, it does get intense and it does get kind of vulnerable, but you one has to do that to figure out where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
We know inside if we're not on the right track,
Yeah.
and we can ignore it as much as we want, but we know.
Yeah. Where does why women in particular? What is happening around us that make women an area that you feel you need to focus on in particular?
I Again, here's another phrase that has been watered down, but the limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
I call it the little dictator. But it's that voice, it's that voice, not to be confused with politics, but that that little voice in our heads that tells us we're not good enough. I'm not whatever enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't speak well enough, that sort of thing. And it keeps us from doing what we are great at and what we, get fulfillment from.
Yeah, boy, that rings home with me. I've got three girls and a boy that I'm raising, and the girls, yeah, I see, the social media stuff and so much false crap out there that it can play with your mind. Like I'm not this person with all these things going on. I'm less,
Yeah, that
not the way. Yeah,
comparison-itis thing. And
yeah,
the thing is, back to we were talking about what we're all really good at.
yeah.
We know it instinctually, but then we get that comparison-itis, well,
Hmm.
I'm not good enough as this person or whatever, and we are half of what we could potentially be.
Yeah. What do you think makes you so a good resource for these women? I mean, do you feel you got to be a good listener, right? I imagine you're a great listener and you've got to be empathetic. What qualities do you kind of put out there,
Yeah. I've been through my own transformation,
which
and
helps?
I'm very transparent. I have a healthcare background
Yeah,
and a insatiable interest in neuroscience and human behavior. And it's it's about being able to authentically connect with somebody and bring out what's already in them, to be there with them to say, hey, I see it. I can read what's going on in between your words,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. The fact that you've been there and maybe walked in their shoes,
Yeah.
huge,
Yeah.
huge. You're not up on a mountain telling people, I've read about this, let me counsel you. Your own experiences
Exactly.
is, yeah, I can see
Exactly.
that. Um, and then where are you going from here with your business? I mean, are you speaking? Are you, you see yourself 5 years from now doing different things?
Oh, yes. So doing some speaking. I love speaking. I love being able to connect, on a personal level.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff, marketing now is social media and this, that, and the other. And I love content marketing,
Yeah.
but I do believe that for someone to really understand another person, you need to be able to speak with them, to tell them, to be transparent with them. We
Hmm.
have a saying in AA, it's not about, like you said, talking from the mountaintop. It's about jumping in the hole and saying, I've been here before. I can get out. I can help you out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well said. And to me, it's authenticity and
Mhm.
is key today. And I've got to say, for all of those watching this, because we stream this everywhere, that Shannon's information will be around this video. Connect with her on LinkedIn. Um, and I've seen some of your content and stuff you're focused on. Great stuff. And Shannon, if somebody wants to learn more and chat with you, do you have a complimentary sort of session you'll do with somebody, get on a call or
I,
Zoom?
I absolutely do. So my website is www.coachshannongraham.com. There's also a free guide in there that kind of gives some tips and tricks of what I do,
Yep.
techniques kind of thing. But definitely reach out to me on LinkedIn, any of my socials. Same thing, Coach Shannon Graham. Also Power Coach Shan. I do have a couple of those out. Um, but yeah, reach out to me. I definitely love to, to chat and, see if we connect. I think that's very important too. You have to
Yeah.
be, you have to be able to connect on a very personal level and find out if I'm the person to help. And if I'm not, I'm sure I know somebody that can, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's great. We'll have all that information around here. Shannon, this is great. I really appreciate you being on. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank
Yeah,
you so much for having me. I love what you do.
for sure.
Pretty
We'll talk.
amazing.
Yeah, thank you. We'll talk again soon.
All right, perfect.
All
Bye
right.
bye.